Pulp Fiction arrived in brash style in Cannes for its premiere 20 years ago. Now Quentin Tarantino returns to the scene of the crime with his cast. They are here for a special screening in 35mm of the film.
Winning the Palme d'Or to this day has still been, as far as laurels are concerned, my single, absolutely positively greatest achievement. Of all the trophies that I have won, it's the one that has the biggest place of honor inside of my house. It's the one I want another one of maybe someday before they turn out the lights. My joke about the Palme d'Or is the only thing more prestigious than the list of directors who have won the Palme d'Or or the list of directors who haven't.
Few films have ever sent the kind of shockwave Pulp Fiction did 20 years ago, but Tarantino is more interested in talking about the present than the past.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, digital projection and DCPs is the death of cinema as I know it. It's not even about shooting your film on film or shooting your film on digital. The fact that most films now are not presented in 35mm means that the war is lost. And digital projections, that's just television in public. And apparently the whole world is okay with television in public, but what I knew as cinema is dead.
The writer-director also commented on his next project.
Exactly what I'm going to do, I don't know. I'm still in the process of writing it, finishing the second draft, and then I intend to do a third draft. I'm in no hurry. And maybe I'll do it, maybe I'll shoot it, maybe I'll publish it, maybe I'll do it on the stage, because I realize it could work very well on the stage. Maybe I'll do all three, but we'll find out.
Tarantino was also in Cannes to introduce a 50th anniversary screening of Sergio Leone's A Fistful of Dollars, which will close the festival Saturday night. Liu Wenwen, CCTV.
And for those into action movies and superhero flicks, the latest installment of the X-Men franchise, Days of Future Past, hit the cinemas on Friday. To promote the film, Hugh Jackman and Peter Dinklage made a stop in Beijing. In an interview with CCTV News, the two stars discussed their thoughts on the movie, as well as their take on China's fast-growing film market.
Guide us, lead us.
The X-Men franchise was one of the first pioneers to prove that comic book superhero adaptations could bring in massive box office bucks. The second film in the prequel trilogy, Days of Future Past, includes actors from the original, but also new faces such as Peter Dinklage and China's own Fan Bingbing. Hugh Jackman, who returns as Wolverine, has high expectations for the latest X-Men film.
I found here when we did the Wolverine, which came out last year, that it was very popular here. I'm hoping we can exceed that on this movie. As to the number, I'm not exactly sure, but to get into specifics, the Wolverine, the X-Men movies are always done between 400 and 450 million worldwide, about the same, all in that pocket. But I feel this movie appeals to a wider audience. It's the biggest movie we've had. I've been to China a number of times, and I've been amazed at how quickly everything is growing here. I mean, I'm not just talking about the movie business, everywhere. It's one of the most exciting places in the world to visit because you feel everything is on the move so quickly. It's bustling, it's exciting. There's even more energy. When I go to Beijing or Shanghai, I feel even more creative energy than I do in New York. So for me, I think that it would be very gratifying for this to be successful here, to be able to, because the movie is about how interdependent we are. And for an American movie to be very successful here, for me, would be another sign of how linked we're becoming rather than apart.
I've been in a lot of
China's
wars.
box office racked in nearly 22 billion yuan, or about $3.6 billion in 2013. Estimate in the world's second largest film market grows rapidly. Industry experts say accommodating China's market is something that Hollywood productions cannot ignore. Chinese actress Fan Bingbing, who plays Blink in the movie, has never appeared in an X-Men film before. Her original character, who had the power to teleport, wasn't even Asian. But Hugh Jackman stresses that Fan's participation in the movie isn't just about marketing, insisting that one has to be good enough to take on such a big role.
I'm sure that helps. I think Someone like Fan Bingbing, who's in our movie, is there because I can tell you right now, Bryan Singer doesn't cast anyone he doesn't think is right for the part. She also happens to be very, very popular and will maybe encourage people to see the movie. That helps, but you don't get to be in a big movie unless you're good. And there's a lot of talent here, and I think a lot of people here want to see the movie.
The Australian actor, who has appeared in every X-Men movie over 14 years, will be wearing his claws for the 7th time when Days of Future Past premieres. But he says this time around is different.
I think the movie itself feels very much a celebration of the series. The original director, one of the writers from the last movies, the original actors as well as new actors have come together, and yet it somehow feels fresh and original. So it's by far the biggest. The action sequences and the special effects are incredible. It's way more than we've ever been able to accomplish. But to me, it's still about the characters, and that is what keeps people coming back, I think, to the series, because the comic book and the movie series has always been about not just superhuman abilities, but about the very human nature of all these characters. For me, the internal battle of Wolverine, the animalistic versus the human, or the chaotic versus the control, it's been seen through literature forever. You can go back to Greek. Wolverine is that battle. He just wants to do things himself. He wants to get it done. He doesn't think about things. He's instinctive, he's impulsive, he's angry. And in this movie, he's not allowed to employ any of those skills or qualities. In this movie, he has to be a guide, a mentor, a diplomat. He has to be careful and patient, which was very different for him.
Fresh from King's Landing, Peter Dinklage, known as Tyrion from Game of Thrones, plays another power-hungry advisor in X-Men Days of Future Past. The Emmy and Golden Globe winning actor plays Dr. Trask, a scientist entrepreneur who becomes the biggest threat imaginable to man and mutant kind. To become successful in Hollywood and around the world, Peter says it's really the story and the talent around a person that help make it happen.
What are you? I don't think it's me. I think it's the projects that I pick. I guess I'm lucky with surrounding myself with very talented people, X-Men and the Game of Thrones, and I'm attracted to really unique storytelling. It all starts with the script and the story we're telling and the characters we're able to fill the shoes of. And I don't have anything to do with that. That has come before me. These comic books date a while ago, and as do the books that George R.R. Martin wrote that the Game of Thrones show is based on. So a lot of the work was done before I entered into the picture. I just sort of make it manifest and am a face of the character. But it's really the beautiful language you get to speak and the wonderful costumes the designers get you to wear and the people you surround yourself with.
The latest X-Men flick cost about $240 million US. But Peter says it doesn't necessarily have to be a big budget movie to attract more viewers.
Well, I don't like to think that the more you spend on something, the greater its appeal. Yes, this movie cost a lot to make, obviously, but I think very creative decision-making went into a film like this. It's not just money. It always starts with the script, and all the special effects and everything come later, and if they are important to the story, then they will work for the viewer.
You'll need to go into the past to end this war before
X-Men Days of Future Past hits the big screen in China and the United States on Friday. 谢思思 CCTV